Hey guys, it's Otti again. I'm sitting here at the Kulttempel in Oberhausen. Besides me, Janne from LAKESIDE X. Hi, first of all.
Hello.
Hi. You are here playing on tour, or you're on tour with EMPATHY TEST and AUGER tonight. And you're playing here, I think, as the opener? Or
Yes, we are the first.
Yeah. And I am sure there are people outside who don't know you yet, so maybe you can introduce yourself. Who are you and what's your part in the band?
Okay, so we are called LAKESIDE X. We are based in Prague, Czech Republic. However, our drummer, he's from Slovakia. He used to live in Prague, but he's now back in Slovakia. So we are like a Czechoslovak project. And we played some time before. We had like 3 albums, and then we had a kind of break for almost 10 years. And then we got back in 2022 when we released our 4th album. And here we are, you know, touring in Germany.
Touring it, and it's like kind of synth pop, you say? Or
yeah, of course. People used to describe our music as a synth pop. When we play live, we usually use a drummer. Now we have an electronic kit and the guitarist. We have a new guitarist, which is called Jacob. He's very good, actually. So it's like, you know, on the record, it's more of a synth pop. And then if you come to see the gig, then you can see it's more of a rock and roll show. It's more alive and more dynamic because the drums and the guitar, it like feels more alive on stage, you know. So it's more powerful on stage than if you listen to the record.
I see. So you can say it's like synth rock or something.
Yeah, probably independent, alternative synth pop rock.
Fits to the other bands. I think they are somehow similar in their setups now as well.
Yeah.
Cool. And we can hold on this. So how did you come to this tour, and did you know the bands before the other bands?
Oh yeah, of course we are aware of the bands who are on the scene. So we are aware of EMPATHY TEST having, you know, the 10th anniversary tour. So we know they're quite, you know, successful, especially here in Germany. And we got connected through our producer, who was Daniel Meyer. He's quite a figure on the scene, you know, and he produced our album. And we were talking as well about booking, and we are somehow connected to Paddy from Nürnberg, and they were talking, you know, about our possibilities of touring in Germany, and as well I have Isaac in my friends, so we kind of talked together if there is a possibility to play together, and he offered us this slot on their tour. So we played the 12th dates, or this is the 11th date already, in March. So it's a kind of beautiful opportunity for us to introduce the music that we play to the wider audience in Germany. So it's really nice opportunity for us.
Totally understand.
Yeah.
And is it your first tour after you got back together, or did you do something
as
like
we
this?
are here in Oberhausen, we are actually for the 2nd time here. It's a beautiful place here, Kulttempel, and because we were signed to Neuwerk in last year, and we played with Neurotic Fish here in December, and so here we are for the 2nd time. Yeah, but like that, we haven't played in Germany before. We didn't have a chance, so this is really good for us that we have a chance to play it now. Yeah, we played an NCM festival in Leipzig last September, which was really nice, and we are really extremely pleased with how the audience reacts, and it's kind of, you know, German audience is wonderful, and they are kind of really they are here from the start, you know. We have the first band playing as an opener, and they are already there, and it's really nice for us, you know, to be here and to have an opportunity to introduce ourselves, you know. It's really nice.
Cool. So is this something different to, for example, Prague, to your home?
Yeah. Oh, in Prague, if you play at home, it's always, you know, some friends coming in, and a lot of people already know us, so it's all different a bit. However, if we play outside our hometown, it's a bit difficult, you know, and we feel that our kind of music has an audience here, that the people are here, you know, the community, the scene, you know, is so wide, you know, that we can present our music, and I think that our music kind of fits in, even if it's not typically German, you know. We were talking about it with Daniel Meyer, who said, you know, your music is a bit of a more of an English, you know, style writing, but we feel that our music belongs here, and as we play now, and the people are quite, you know, warm to us. They are really nice, so I think it works well, really.
So an English style writing means that you're inspired by the English bands, for example.
Yeah,
more.
Of course, it's Depeche Mode. Yeah, we have to talk about them because it was Depeche Mode gig. You know, we were going out from Berlin. You know, yesterday we were in Columbia Theater, and in the 90s we were with Robert, bandmate. We were in the Columbia Halle visiting the Depeche Mode gig, and on our way home we agreed to form a band. So of course we all are big Depeche Mode fans. But apart from that, we listen to many kinds of music. But yeah, I grew up on British music mainly. So of course my songwriting kind of is related more from this British music, you know, or English spoken music. You know, I've been asked many times why we are not singing in our, you know, own language, why we are not singing in Czech. But the main reason was, you know, that we can present our music abroad. You know, like here in Germany. Well, people are really, they understand what we are singing about. So this is actually, and now we're here, you know, it's a proof that English is at home here as well.
Yeah, totally. And I think, especially in synth pop, there are some bands, for example, singing in German, but most of the bands are doing as well English from Germany. So this is more common and more international, for example.
Yeah, it's an international language. You can now, it's, you know, it's internet. You got an international release, so you get your music, you know, virtually everywhere. So anyone around the world can listen to your music and you know, like it if he likes it or not. You know, I wouldn't maybe listen to a successful Polish band singing in Polish or Estonian band singing in Estonian because I wouldn't understand it. You know, it would be too strange for me. But if it's in English, it sounds good. It's understandable. It's more like open to the world.
What you mean. But I mean, sometimes you have songs like, for example, last weekend I've met Charles de Gaulle, the band, and they are singing in English and in French, and the French songs also are cool. You can like it, but as you mentioned, you can't understand, so you have to maybe translate or something. So is it totally that you never would sing in Czech or maybe at least if you say one song or something like this?
I never even tried, you know, to write in Czech language. You know, it's too difficult. You know, the language is not too rhythmic, and yeah, it's a real weird. It sounds weird for foreigners, and you know, as well as I grew up on English-speaking music, so. It never came to my mind, you know, that I would write a Czech song, right? Because you know, it's a different kind of mindset, I would think. You know, so.
Okay.
And then maybe that's the reason why we are not that, you know, big in our country. You know, like we say, no one is a prophet at home. You know, so we feel better here, for example. You know.
Sometimes the same with German bands. They are more renowned sometimes in, for example, England or stuff than here.
Yeah,
at least some
people
of them
say that, you know, that at home it's more difficult, you know, but we have the specific of the language that is not so kind of friendly, you know.
Yes. And we have to talk a little bit about the album. You mentioned it, you came back after a 10-year breakup, and now we have Love Disappears. Yes, I've written it down. So maybe you can tell it, we can't do the whole album and talk about everything, but at least what are the main topics and what have been the inspirations to this album?
Yeah, yesterday we played in this Columbia Theater, and in 2019 I was there visiting a gig of Mesh and Iris, and that was, you know, I just took a trip because Regan from Iris, he's been a fan for years, and we were like in the contact, and we were talking about that I would visit their concert once they come to Europe. That was the opportunity. It was just shortly before the COVID began, and I was there, and I was like, Yeah, I like it here. It's really nice, you know, all the scene, the people, the gigs. I want to start make music again. So that was the moment when I realized I want to come back, you know, with my band. So and I started writing from the start, from the scratch, because I had never written like songs for like maybe 5 or 6 years. I never tried, you know. I thought that it was just gone. And I was reading some books, some comic books about, you know, these losing personalities, losing people, losing relationships, you know, disappearing people, you know, from their lives, from their love, you know. And I just started to think about it. And the idea was to make a real synth pop album, you know, to use the basses, you know, and all the stuff, you know, that belongs to the scene. We talked about it with Daniel Meyer, who's been friend of our drummer Igor from times when they worked together for Alan Wilder and Recoil project. So when we were looking for the producer, we addressed him because it was our first choice, like whether he would be able and whether he would like to help us with the project. So and he agreed, so we started to work slowly, you know, one song by another, on building the album, and it took quite long because of the COVID. We were sending files, and then we met in the studio in Prague to final mix it, and it took like 1.5 years, so it was quite a long process, and it kind of crystallized into this, you know, quite nice shape, I think. And the album is, you know, there are 10 songs, which are, I think, more positive than it would seem from the start, you know. I thought, you know, because in the past I was writing songs about really kind of not negative things, but probably, you know, a lot of things about depression, about losing relationships and broken relationships and so on, you know. And this time, suddenly it was kind of more positive because we kind of started to have a joy from music again, and it's the album is probably the most positive we've ever done, and I think it's contemporary sound. It sounds well, and I think it fits into the mood we're now, because we're starting again. We're like a new band, you know. We're new on the scene, and we're quite happy, you know, enjoying life, enjoying music. So the title "Love Disappears," you know, it's like maybe it's not, you know, telling enough, you know. But the song is from the song "Rising," which is one of the singles from the album, and there's called, you know, "Love Disappears," and I will rising. I'm rising like a phoenix from the ashes, you know. Again, rising and falling and rising and falling. So it's just about life, you know.
And about your band, maybe being a phoenix.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's nice, yeah, because we are also have risen from the ashes, you know.
And found back your fascination for music.
Yeah.
As you made an EP out of one of the songs.
Yeah, the fascination. It's the first track on the album, and it's sort of it's a track which, you know, that should be the first on the album. Like, if somebody picks up the album, I want him or her to listen to this track first, because it's so defining, you know. So it's so defining for the whole album, for the whole project, and it's basically, I was listening a lot to Kavinsky and the stuff like, you know, synthwave. And I wanted to create something a bit similar to Kavinsky, and I just had this, you know, simple bass line, and I just started from there, and slowly building the song, which, you know, later turned to Fascination, you know. And it's really nice opener, I think.
It's totally a great song, and but I have to ask, so is something new coming? Are you working on new material right now?
We have to, I think. Yeah, it's like it's a must. Yeah, we are planning to probably release something this year already. Again, we will start with singles, because in the past we were, you know, the system was that you were working on the album, and then you released the album and it was out and it was gone because nobody noticed it, you know. And this time, you know, the system is that you must release singles, because you have to have always something new. and it works well. So like we did before, once we have something ready, we will release it as a single or EP, whatever, and then we're gonna collect it into the album. So probably there will be like maybe 2 or 3 or maybe 4 even singles before we release the album, because somehow nobody cares about the albums anymore.
I
think like, so. It's the playlists and singles and so on.
I think there are people caring for albums still, like the old school people buying albums, buying records, even vinyl. But you also have to think about the streaming.
Yeah. Because if you release the singles, it's always something going on. You have some kind of activity that you spread across the year, for example. So it works better than when you just work on the album and then one-off release and then it's just gone for another 2 years. So now we are presenting this album and these new songs, because we play mainly new songs on this tour, and now we have a bit of a break, I think 1 month, and then we have a few concerts, few festivals during the summer. And within this period we would like to work on something new, so we have something new in the autumn already this year. I think it will not be an album, but surely maybe 1 or 2 singles could be released already this year.
Okay. So I really look forward to this.
Yeah.
And to come in now, you will go on stage, I think, on 8 is start.
Today we start at 8, I think. Yeah.
So in between you want to eat something to relax somehow. But when the tour is over, I think it's over tomorrow. Tomorrow's last show.
Tomorrow is the last show in Frankfurt.
So what will you take home with you from this tour? Which impressions or emotions? What really will be there? As
I said many times here to people, and already we write our statuses on Facebook and so on. We are really happy to be here. We're extremely glad that we got the opportunity to introduce ourselves, because although we have 4 albums already, so there is someone coming in and telling, like, I've never heard of you before, how come, and it's like, I don't know, we just didn't have the opportunity. So now we have the opportunity and we are really happy, and we are so happy about the audience. They are really, they're receiving us really well, and they are there from the start. We play for the full, audience, full crowded venues, which is awesome. So we really would like to thank, Jan from Pluswelt, and Isaac, from EMPATHY TEST, that they trust us, that we would be the nice opener for their show. And I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a nice combo, LAKESIDE X, AUGER and EMPATHY TEST. It's a really good combination. I think it works well, and I think people are leaving, I think fulfilled. I think they like it.
I think so as well, yes. So this was a nice talk.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for this one. Guys outside, thanks for watching. LAKESIDE X, check them out. Check the checks. And I say bye, cheers, see ya.
See ya, guys.